A man reproduces himself through his child, so when he leave here, he can just smile. But I see fit to stay here a while, maybe buy a timeshare somewhere, rock bumwear, beach chair, write a book each year. You can write yourself out of your blessings. Wreck your Lambo the first stages by driving too reckless. Time is too precious, these some obvious lessons. Please remind me to watch my step while I balance on edges. Ski on the slopes of life, slide down the Ave at night. Watching them graphing graffiti on walls, that's the sight. Cars from Germany, I be pushing the fastest type. Looking at real estate, brother, I need the asking price. Imagine another rapper making me perspire. I got more styles and more flows, plus I'm much flyer. I got more heights to reach, but I'm already higher. I'm already on to the next thing. Peace and bless, King.
What's going on? What's going on, people? What it takes. It's Monday, March 27th. Thank you all for checking and tuning in. It's going to be a real quick one, just about real estate. It's a busy week for me. Busy week. First, I'll take some time out. Yesterday, my mother was celebrating the third year of her passing. So it was good. Got together with some family members, man. First off, I want to love on and show love and appreciate each and every one of you that reached out to me. I want to show love and appreciate that. I mean, and that's for this in the entire 3 years. You truly serve a special place in my heart. And that's why I always say real estate is about the people. Let me flip this. Real estate is about the people. Life is about people. Once we understand and figure that out, man, a lot of things tend to get a lot easier. We carry less grudges. We know that, especially when you know you have people who love and care for you. So I really want to tell the people who love and care for me, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I always appreciate it, even if we don't keep in contact as much as we possibly should. Other than that, guys, remember Mondays, I'm dropping this. This will come out maybe 3 or 4, no, a little bit later than that, maybe about 5 or 6 o'clock. Hopefully you can catch it on your ride home if you're in transit. Wednesdays, we have it starts with me. That's with Joel Simmons and the Tenacity Foundation. Go to the Tenacity Foundation. Go to their YouTube channel. Always dropping some fire. Fridays, Community Beacon. I haven't spoken to Joel in some time, so this is going to be great. I love getting back with him. I think I want to do a pre-show before we do a show. Joel, if you're seeing this episode, let's have a conversation before the show because, man, that show might end up being 18 hours. Awesome. And, of course, The Male Perspective. Go check that out on YouTube, The Male Perspective. We should be dropping a couple of episodes coming up. So really, really busy. Coming up, this is the last episode of the first quarter. It's been interesting, right? Real estate has been interesting. Life has been interesting in general. So I'm hoping we're all maneuvering through it. You all know that I definitely am a shoulder. I don't want to say to cry on, but I'm definitely a shoulder for us to have a conversation. If you need to have a conversation in regards to anything, I am here for you. I want you all to know that. All right, let's get into some really quick real estate news. I loved this article personally, so we'll go over this and then you all can see me. I do have two birthdays, Elijah and Paul's birthday this week, so this will be fun. I'm laughing because we used to celebrate. If your birthday was kind of close, you'd have, essentially everyone would have the same cake. It got so bad that my cousin's birthday, he's a lot older than me. His birthday was the beginning of November. I want to say like November 5th, something along those lines. My birthday is December 24th. We shared the same cake. And eventually Elijah and Paul, oh my gosh. But not this year, apparently. But I think we did last year, honestly, but it is what it is. All right. Typical down payment drops 10% as market cools. People want to keep some cash in their pocket. Buyers are lowering down payments thanks to inflation. High home prices are more sellers willing to negotiate. At $42K, it's the lowest money down in 2 years. That's interesting. That's a lot of money, seeing as you can put 3.5% down. Let's see. It says the typical U.S. home buyer's down payment fell 10% in January at a median of 42. That's a lot to me. It's the lowest level in nearly 2 years. The median down payment is 35% from the peak it reached in June, but still up more than 30% from pre-pandemic levels. Will anything ever get back to pre-pandemic levels? We're still stabilizing from that. So the median down payment used to be 35%. I could see it. You want to get a low, you want to get a lower, you don't want the mortgage payments, which is only 20%, but why not put the extra 15% there, especially with inflation? You can't lose putting as much money into your property as possible. The down payment, lowering your payments and lowering your payments, and your appreciation is still happening. In January, the median down payment required 10% of the purchase price. Median down payment equals, 10% of the purchase price. That's more usual and customary, down from 13.6% a year earlier, and the pandemic era peak of 17.5% in May. The last time down payment percentages were this low was early 2021, before the pandemic. Okay. It says, why are down payments falling? The housing market is slow and there's less competition. That's absolutely correct. We're in that time. January to March, it slows down. The mortgage rates definitely play a part. However, when we see more homes come on the market, we're going to see a lot more speeding up of the housing market. High housing cost and inflation. Yep, 6%, like I mentioned it. Lower home prices. I don't even think it's the mortgage rates anymore, to be honest with you. And to be quite honest, if the mortgage rates got below 5.5%, this would be crazy, because people would go nuts buying homes. So, and we recently had a hike of 0.25%. For the Feds hike their percentage, and we normally tend to follow, or people get scared of buying because of that, although it has nothing to do with the mortgage rates. Lower home prices equals lower down payments. Lower home prices equals lower dollar down. Okay, that makes absolute sense. This is what I found interesting. It says cash sales hits 9-year high. Nearly 1/3 of U.S. home purchases were paid for with cash in January, up from 29.7% a year earlier. Now, this is U.S. In Florida, it's closer to 50%. Cash purchases were also common during the home buying frenzy. Yes, and that's what I'm explaining to people, that even with the interest rate so high, people are putting up cash for these homes. Buyers back then were offering cash to beat out competition, and they still are. And cash rules. Cash is still king. You get a quicker closing. All the other terms, the terms change, right? So now we're saying that your inspection time is lower. You don't have to wait the full 30 days to get a clear to close from the lenders, et cetera, or 45 days, depending on which lender you're using, 30, 45, or 60 days. Cash changed a lot, and people would rather, for sure, cash offer coming in. They can waive the appraisals. So people are willing to take less money with cash. Cash is still king, than credit or loans. 16% of mortgages home sales using FHA loan, that's interesting. 13.3%. FHA loans making a huge comeback, probably because of the somewhat lower interest rate. FHA and VA loans, which typically allow for lower down payments than conventional loans, have become more prevalent as the market has cooled and affordability waned. Yep. I would say that because of people can I say this about people who have conventional loans? People who have conventional loans tend to have higher credit scores, which you can interpolate how you want, but they tend to be somewhat financial savvy. Like people with a lot of cash are very they tend to be more financial savvy, unless they just got like a windfall of insurance money or something along those lines. But if you have that amount of cash put down on a home, you either you're very financially savvy, or you're surrounded with people who have that type of information. So those kind of things we can kind of put in there. It says conventional loans are still by far the most common. They're the most common because they're the easiest to do. So you're going to see a lot more sellers want conventional loans. More than 3/4 because they close easier. More than 3/4, 76.3% of borrowers use a conventional loan, and also a lot of condos don't accept FHA, or FHAs won't be approved for certain condos because of the associations and how much they have, and that's a show all within itself, like how much they keep on reserves, etc. Then you have to fill out the form as opposed to a limited form. for a lot of kind, it's a headache. More than 3/4 of borrowers use the conventional loan, but that's the lowest share since June 2020. Once again, can I say this? I'm not going to get canceled. People who tend to have conventional loans tend to have higher interest, higher credit scores. People who have higher credit scores tend to be more financially savvy at that time, have more information, have been keeping up with their stuff. So do I get strikes for telling the truth? All right, that's it, guys. I have a lot of things I have to do this week. Is going to be very busy for me. I appreciate you all checking in. This is a quick show. It still wasn't quick. It's more than 10 minutes. I appreciate you all once again. Thank you everyone so much for everything that you did for me this weekend. Once again, people make the world go round.
A man reproduces himself through his child, so when he leave here, he can just smile. But I see fit to stay here a while, maybe buy a timeshare somewhere, rock bumware, beach chair, write a book each year. You can write yourself out of your blessings, wreck your Lambo the first day just by driving too reckless. Time is too precious, these some obvious lessons. Please remind me to watch my step while I balance on edge and ski on the slopes of life. Slide down the Ave at night, watching them graphing graffiti on walls, that's the sight. Cars from Germany, I be pushing the fastest type. Looking at real estate, brother, I need to ask in price. Imagine another rapper making me perspire. I got more styles and more flows, plus I'm much flyer. I got more heights to reach, but I'm already higher. I'm already on to the next thing. Peace and bless.